obviously it's Georgia, so I mean, our guys, coaching staff, players, everybody on the program, it's pretty amped up about it.
How do you match up with them?
Well, they got very experienced inside players who are big, got a lot of size, and I think on the perimeter we match up pretty well. Robinson's playing really well for them. Travis Leslie's having a great year so far. But Mon, Glenn, and Buffon, along with Jason and Mo off the bench, I think we match up pretty well. The key is going to be how we handle their inside guys. Their inside guys are big and strong and experienced.
With them being, somewhat kind of strong so far, they're 4-2 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, does that also carry weight coming into this game too, knowing how well they've played to this point?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously at the time of the year where you're still trying to figure out who you are and what you're going to be, and the type of team that they're projected of having. It's an important game because if you get it, looking down the road, it could be a game that can swing a decision when it comes to postseason bids.
What is Mark been able to bring to them over there? Can you tell from a distance what he's brought their program or how they're playing in the 2-3 years that you've watched them?
What's this, the second year?
Second year or third year?
Second.
Second year. I mean, I think he's trying to establish. I mean, last year, I'm sure he wanted to do a little bit better, and they're off to a good start. But at the same time, again, just like us, I think they're looking to try to do a little bit better. They've lost some close games to Notre Dame, Temple, and was taken to the wire by a couple of teams. I'm sure he would hope last year would have been better.
Do you find you guys kind of are passing in the night, so to speak, with some of these recruits? It seems like you guys are recruiting some of the same players.
You know what? We don't recruit many guys that they recruited, but it's very few. I think in the time I've been here, I think we both recruited Derek Favors. We both recruited Marcus Thornton. We both recruited Julian Royal. Obviously they got Marcus, but even that one, had he come here, would have to sit out a year. So I don't know if that factored in the decision at all. Maybe they have to sit because of the ACC rules. So we don't recruit a lot of the same guys, and the kids they got in the time that he's been here and I've been here. Even going back to Jim Harrick and Dennis Felt. Like I said, I think Dirk is the only one recruiting with Dennis. And I can't think of a guy who recruited against with Jim. They got the kid Alexander Johnson and end up going to, he's one recruiting him also. But by the end, and then the other kid, Larry Turner,
Does it seem like Mark Fox might be trying to maybe get some of the guys that you might?
We'll see how it plays out. I mean, we're all going to recruit the guys that we think are good fits for our school, and so far that's just the way it's worked out. I mean, it could go that way. We'll see.
How good is it to get home and play a home game? Seems like you guys have been on the road for a while.
Yeah. We were just talking about that in the locker room. I mean, having this group on the road for 6 straight days as we did at the end of that last road trip. It's good to get back in this building for sure.
How will you? I haven't talked to you the last few weeks. How will you able, or have you been able to get guys to bounce back since the Kennesaw game? I mean, mostly because obviously I'm sure that was pretty.
We played 4 really good basketball games after that, and then against Northwestern we ran into a team that shot the ball very well. But defensively, offensively, we've been really solid since that game. I don't know if it was a case of the shock from playing that game or losing that game, or we're just growing as a team and maturing. I'm not sure what it is, but we played our best basketball since that game.
I wasn't at that game. I watched the second half on TV, and the camera showed you walking off the court, and you looked catatonic. You looked shocked.
That's a strong word. I mean, you lose a game, you're not pleased. I mean, you just lost the game. I wasn't crazy about the placement of that game, but I decided to put it there, and for 2 weeks leading up to it, my staff would tell you I was beating myself up, saying, this is not a spot you want to take a young team into. And, it is what it is. It happened. I knew going in it was going to be a trap game.
Did you say anything to them, if not necessarily right after the game, but in the day that followed, just in terms of bouncing back and how it's one game early in the schedule, this and that? Is there anything?
No, we didn't play well. They played very well. We know we need to do better, and I think we responded, very well. We responded accordingly. We played, again, 4 very good games. I'd say 3.5. I didn't think the last 10 minutes of Syracuse we played the way we've been playing. I thought we were better than that. I thought we should have won that game, but give Syracuse credit, they played very well. But for 30 minutes, we outplayed them. In the last 10 minutes, we kind of reverted back to taking quick shots and not defending the way we're supposed to defend. And that's what got us in trouble in the game against Kennesaw.
Scouting Georgia, how much does Gerald Robinson bring to them?
He's very quick. He's extremely quick. He's a great playmaker. When things break down for them at the end of a shot clock, they've got a guy that can get the ball to, and he can make a play. Against St. Louis, he made a miraculous pass to win that game for them. Made a tremendous pass to Price, and they won the game by 2. That's the different element that he brings that he didn't have last year.
Coach, is this the kind of game, a rivalry game, that can kickstart momentum for your team with a win?
Well, we hope to keep momentum going. I mean, I think we've played pretty well since they lost up to Kennesaw, and wasn't happy with our overall performance against Northwestern, but we think we've been playing better basketball, and this is something that can keep it going.
Do you agree with the perception that Georgia's a program that has momentum, that is going forward right now, whereas your program that is slightly backwards?
How do you want me to answer that?
Any way you want.
That's an answer, yeah. I'll leave that one to other people. We went to the tournament last year. I'll leave that to other people.
You can just answer your part of it. You don't have to answer for Georgia.
I have no answer to that.
Defense is going to be a key to this game?
We got to handle them on the inside, and we got to rebound the ball. Those are the 2 big things. Again, I think the perimeter is outstanding. Again, you read the projections, and I think it's dangerous for kids to get caught up in that. But you read the projections, and you hear about what Leslie's supposed to be this year, and Robinson's off to a good start. But it comes down to us make sure they don't take advantage of some boards. That's going to be a big thing.
Were you happy with the way you rebounded on the road?
No, we're rebounding well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought we did a great job against Syracuse, holding 10 offensive rebounds. What I didn't like against Syracuse is we allowed some guys with poor free throw shooters some easy putbacks instead of putting them in front.
Were you surprised to hear from Daniel Miller, when he first came here? Did you kind of have a feeling maybe?
I was surprised, but I was also surprised when he committed to Georgia. I can remember, because we recruited him really hard. I think he's going to be a really good player. And I can remember John O'Connor and I were sitting at the Jacksonville State football game, when Preston called, the stepdad called and said that he's going to Georgia, and we were stunned because we thought we were going to get a visit. And, it's funny how that story goes that later that year he came to our Wake Forest game. He was at the game. And I don't know if he'll admit to you now, but he actually said, he goes, after leaving that game, he felt like, man, he wanted to go to Georgia Tech. But I didn't know that. And then when the thing happened with Dennis, Mark Davis, his coach, called, and Mark just said, I have one question for you. You answer yes or no. And that's the only question I'm asking. He has 2 questions. He said, do you have a scholarship? I said, yes. He goes, if Daniel Miller's available, would you offer it to him? I said, yes. And before I could get another word out of my mouth, he said, okay, bye, hung up. And then a couple of days later, it came across the ticker that he had gotten his release. I was up in New York recruiting, and I thought on my phone or something like that, I saw that he had gotten his release, and Mark called me again. He said, now you understand my conversation. Would you guys be interested? I said, absolutely. Within 24 hours, everything was done, and we're thrilled to have him.
What were you doing at Jacksonville State football game?
No, it was here.
Oh, here.
We were playing Jacksonville State. It was the first game of the season. We were playing Jacksonville State, and I know exactly where I was sitting. And when he called, I turned to John. I said, "You're not going to believe this." The Preston Town just called and said that Daniel's going to Georgia, because we thought we were running pretty good. Then I found out more about the family connection and his dad, his grandfather, and all that type of stuff, and the track, name being on the track, and it made more sense. It didn't let the sting wear off.
He wasn't going to tell you that. My family's big Georgia, whatever. Yeah.
You were in the stands again?
Yeah, that's what I was sitting. Yeah.
Someone behind you probably can't see you, but
So,
I don't think there was too much.
Everybody's healthy and ready to go.
yeah, everybody's ready to go. Yeah, we did an inter-squad scrimmage on